After I helped raise their daughter while they built their careers, my daughter-in-law told me coldly, "She does even see you as family." She then banned me from her birthday party, saying, "You'll just make it about your dead wife again." My son looked away as I stood there holding the gift I sewed by hand, but she had no clue that I'd already spoken to someone who could decide where that child would. I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm also not sorry. My name's not Gideon. Not anymore, at least not in the version of this story that still lets me sleep at night. Call me Marcus Reddick. I'm 63 years old, and I live just outside Columbus, Ohio, in a quiet neighborhood where nobody asks questions as long as your grass is cut and your trash cans aren't left out too long. I used to think I had a family. Turns out I was just useful. It started with a birthday party I wasn't invited to. But that's not really where it began. That's just where everything finally cracked open. 7 years. That's how long I helped raise my granddaughter, Naomi. 7 years of early mornings, packing lunches, tying shoelaces, sitting on the edge of her bed while she coughed through fevers. 7 years of being the one she ran to when she scraped her knee or had a bad dream. Her parents, my son Derek and his wife Vanessa, were always busy. That's the word they liked. Busy building their careers, busy networking, busy climbing whatever ladder they thought mattered more than the kid they left behind almost every day. I didn't complain. At first, it felt like a second chance. My wife Colleen died 10 years ago. Cancer took her slow piece by piece. By the time she was gone, the house felt like it had been hollowed out from the inside. Then Naomi came along. And suddenly there was noise again. Laughter. Little footsteps. Something to take care of. Something to love. I didn't question it when Derek asked if I could help out a bit. A bit turned into everything. Naomi used to call me Papa Red. Don't ask me where she got it, kids just make things up like that. First time she said it, she was barely 2, sitting on the kitchen counter while I tried to figure out how to braid her hair. I did a terrible job, looked like I'd tied knots in it instead of braiding it. She looked in the mirror and laughed. Papa Red's you funny. I remember laughing too. I remember thinking, this is enough. This is what's left of my life, and it's enough. Vanessa never liked me. She was polite in that fake, tight-lipped way, always smiling, but her eyes never softened, like she was tolerating me instead of accepting me. At first, I figured it was just personality. Later, I realized it was something else. She didn't like that Naomi loved me more than her. And kids, they don't fake that. Things started changing about a year ago. Small at first. Vanessa would correct Naomi when she called me Papa Red. Just say Grandpa. Sharp, quick, like she was fixing a mistake. Naomi would look confused. But he's Papa Red. Vanessa would smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. That's not his name. Then came the schedule changes. Marcus, we don't need you as much during weekdays anymore. That was a lie. Nothing changed except Vanessa working from home more often. I'd still get calls. Can you come by? We have a late meeting. Naomi's sick, can you stay with her? School pickup got messed up, can you help? So I was still there. Just less acknowledged. Like a ghost that still did chores. Derek. He just went along with it. That's the part that still gets me. He wasn't always like that. When he was a kid, he used to follow me everywhere. Wouldn't go to sleep unless I told him a story. Wouldn't ride his bike unless I ran alongside him the first few times. Now he couldn't even look me in the eye half the time. It's funny how people shrink when they're afraid of conflict. Or maybe he just chose his side. The birthday incident, that was the breaking point. Naomi was turning 8. 8. Big deal for a kid. She'd been talking about it for weeks, telling me what kind of cake she wanted, showing me drawings she made for decorations. I decided to make her something. A dress. Yeah, I know, sounds strange coming from an old guy. But Colleen used to sew. She tried teaching me years ago. I was never great at it, but I remembered enough. I spent 3 weeks on that dress. Late nights, bad lighting, fingers cramping up. It was light purple, her favorite color. Simple, but I stitched little details into it, tiny flowers along the hem. Took me forever. But I got it done. Wrapped it myself. Even practiced how I'd give it to her. Sounds stupid, I know. The day before the party, I went over. Knocked on the door like I always did. Vanessa answered. And right away, something felt off. You're not coming tomorrow. No hello, no build-up. Just that. I thought I misheard her. What? She doesn't see you as family, Marcus. Just like that. Flat, cold, like she was reading off a grocery list. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because I didn't know what else to do. Naomi doesn't see me as family. Vanessa crossed her arms. She's getting older, she needs to understand boundaries. Boundaries? That word again. I looked past her. Derek was standing in the hallway. Watching, saying nothing. That hurt more than anything she said. You'll just make things uncomfortable, Vanessa added, and frankly, you have a habit of bringing up your wife, it's not appropriate. That one landed. Hard. Like she reached into my chest and twisted something. I made something for her, I said, holding up the box a little. Vanessa didn't even glance at it. It's better if you don't come. And then she closed the door. Right in my face. I stood there for a long time. Longer than I should have. Just staring at that door like it might open again if I waited. It didn't. That's when I made the call. And yeah, I told myself it wasn't out of anger. But that's not the truth. It was anger. Mixed with something uglier. Something that had been building for a while. See, a few months before all this, Naomi said something that stuck with me. We were sitting on the couch, watching some cartoon I didn't understand. Out of nowhere, she asked, "Why don't I live with you?" I laughed. Because your parents would miss you too much. She didn't laugh. She just shrugged. They're always busy. I didn't say anything after that. But I remembered. So when Vanessa shut that door in my face, I stopped thinking like a grandfather and started thinking like someone who had nothing left to lose. The party was loud. I could hear it from the sidewalk. Kids screaming, music playing, all that fake happiness. I almost turned around. Almost. But then I thought about that dress sitting in my car. And I knocked. Vanessa opened the door again. Same smile. Until she saw who was standing next to me. The woman introduced herself before I could say a word. Hi, I'm Claire Donovan. I'm here regarding a caregiving concern. Everything's shifted. You could feel it in the air. Derek came over, confused. What's going on? Claire stayed calm. Professional. There's been information provided suggesting Mr. Reddick has been a primary caregiver for your child for several years. We just need to clarify a few things. Vanessa's face went pale. This is ridiculous. But her voice, it cracked. Just a little. That's when I knew. She was scared. People inside the house started noticing. Music got quieter. Conversations stopped. And then, Papa read. I swear, everything else disappeared when I heard that. Naomi was standing there, holding a balloon string. Looking right at me. Like I hadn't just been erased from her life the day before. I thought you weren't coming, she said. Her voice, it wasn't angry. It was hurt. That almost broke me. Almost. No, I said I wouldn't miss it. She ran to me. Wrapped her arms around my waist. And in that moment, I should have stopped. I should have told Claire it was a mistake. Should have walked away. But I didn't. Because then Naomi said something else. Quiet, so only I could hear it. Mom said you didn't want to come anymore. That's when something inside me snapped for good. The rest of it got messy. Questions, tension, Claire taking notes, Vanessa trying to regain control, Derek looking like he was about to be sick. And me. I stood there holding that damn box, realizing I'd already gone too far to take it back. Here's the twist nobody sees coming, including me. Claire didn't just come because of my call. She already had a file on Vanessa. Turns out someone else had reported concerns months earlier. Neglect, long hours, child left with non-guardians for extended periods. That someone, it wasn't me. It was a neighbor. So my call didn't start anything. It just opened the door wider. In the weeks that followed, things fell apart fast. Investigations, interviews, home visits. Derek started calling me. At first angry, then desperate. Dad, what did you do? I told him the truth. I made a phone call. That was all it took. Vanessa blamed me for everything. Said I was trying to steal her child. Maybe part of me was. I don't know anymore. Naomi ended up staying with me. Temporarily, they said, while things got sorted out. That was 6 months ago. She's still here. But here's the part that doesn't sit right. The part I don't say out loud. I got what I wanted. She's in my house, eating at my table, calling me Papa Red like nothing ever changed. But sometimes, I catch her looking at the door, like she's waiting for someone. And I realize, I didn't just take her from them. I took her from something she still needed, even if they didn't deserve her. That dress, she finally wore it, spun around in the living room like it was the best thing she'd ever seen. And I smiled, like everything was okay. But it's not, because I know the truth. I didn't just fight for her. I crossed a line. And once you do that, you don't get to pretend you're the good guy anymore.